What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo, Raxter, Young Chris,
Hi.
Kohloff. We got Skywalk in the building. Go. Justin chill on the couch. Today's got done crashing out over the Detroit Red Wings. Day one free agency, which I'm not mad at. I get it. I'm not as emotionally invested as you guys, thankfully. I couldn't imagine. But I guess
it's like if the Lions didn't draft or sign any interior offensive linemen. Like at all.
Well, then you have the cap space too.
And you're sitting on $30 million of cap space
cleared some.
if the Lions are doing it. Because the Red Wings right now are sitting on $14 million of cap space. 2 of that is probably going to go to Soderblom. He does have a contract on the table that he hasn't signed yet.
Did Aljo get re-signed?
And yeah, they re-signed Aljo. They re-signed Kane. They signed 3 AHL guys, and they signed James Van Riemsdyk to a 1-year, $1 million contract. And there's nobody left, unless you want to overpay for Nikolaj Ehlers, who is an undersized finesse forward.
Sounds like you made that name up.
Yeah.
Bless you. And you'd have to pay right now.
I think it sounds like it's different than the Lions not going interior offensive line, because the Lions have, obviously gone to the playoffs the last couple of seasons. Like, they need to make a big move here.
They need to make 2 big moves.
Yeah, exactly. If they want to make the playoffs, it's been, going on 10 years if they don't make the playoffs this season. In their
I know, man.
In their 100th season, Stevie's got to do something, right?
There is no way. There is no way that they don't do anything. Because, like I said, they're sitting on $12 million at least of salary cap still. And they have 2 gaping holes in their team. There is no way they don't do anything. If they don't do it, they have to use the money.
I heard they're going to sign Damian Lillard.
Yeah, sure. Funny. Good one, man. That's awesome. Because if we're gonna sign Brett Burns to a 1-year deal, and that's gonna be the 3rd guy over 36 years of age that we signed in free agency, and we're gonna be the slowest, weakest, softest team in the history of the NHL, and we're gonna be the 2nd worst team in the Eastern Conference. Or they make trades. But even that is starting to dwindle as well, because apparently Keandre Miller is going to Carolina. So,
Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome stuff here.
Wicked.
This is extremely reminiscent of last season, where all the eggs were put into the Stamkos and Trouba baskets, and then Trouba's wife was like, "No, you're not going to Detroit." And then we got Gustafsson.
Turns out he's married to Sophie Cunningham.
So, yeah, that is true.
Actually, I got to send that video to you, Chris. I don't think we sent it.
No, there was nothing sent. But
the
nerve of her, after all the nice things I said about that woman.
All of us said.
We stood up here on our platform, gave that woman glowing reviews, and for her to disrespect the city, that bitch.
Preach.
I didn't have my headphones in.
100%.
I literally, when I put them in, it was just Nick saying preach.
So, Sophie Cunningham. I mean, we spoke highly of her, and she just shits on Detroit.
Yeah,
you know who else likes to shit on Detroit? Steve Yzerman. That's what he's doing right now. Hockey Town. Yeah. I need to see a move.
On the upside, Max Fried, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 earned runs.
Let's go. How do you like that, Rob?
Must be playing the Pirates.
I forgot
Playing
to.
the Blue Jays.
All right. Okay. If you missed yesterday, Casey Mize doesn't play extremely quality baseball teams when he starts games. Real quick, I forgot to say this yesterday. Shout out the Tigers because they have the best record in baseball, but shout out their farm system because it's the best in baseball as well. Max Clark, Kevin McGonigal, Jose Briseño all go into the Futures game for the All-Star weekend.
That's amazing.
Awesome, dude.
That is pretty fucking awesome.
Super cool.
That is actually very super cool. I know you're being.
Is Scott drafting those
I'm
guys?
just so happy.
What?
Is Scott drafting those guys?
Scott drafted Max Clark and Kevin McGonigal in the same year same draft, back-to-back picks.
Sick.
Their first round and then competitive balance, and then signed Jose Briseño.
Off the streets?
I think it was 2022 when they signed Briseño.
Yeah,
But yeah,
dude.
Scott Harris brought him in as well.
I'm so happy about the Tigers prospects, dude.
Well, the good thing about the Tigers prospects is they can possibly get traded for actual big league talent.
Yeah.
Something we've seen the Red Wings not do at all.
No, we
And the
haven't.
team's performing well enough where it makes sense to do so. So it's like you'd have that hype, that expectation.
You know, the Tigers signed an all-star second baseman this offseason. That'd be nice if the Red Wings signed a, guy of that caliber.
Probably not going to happen.
There isn't any. There's nobody left.
Be nice if they traded for somebody.
Sorry, bud.
I think I've seen Spenny's soul leave his
Dude.
body.
It's like,
I feel you. I got that way a little bit about the Pistons, a little bit today. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. I do want to get some of this bullshit out the way, though.
dude, I'm gonna start.
Don't do that.
The fucking anger sharks are swimming. You gotta dunk that shit. You gotta dunk that shit. You gotta trade for somebody. Now you gotta trade for two people. So, oh, man. Allen Iverson just Steve Eiserman just missed out on a free agent at the buzzer.
Allen Iverson.
It's okay. I'm not gonna let it. Ooh, the anger sharks are swimming around in my head. You never seen Anger Management?
No.
Oh, dude, great movie.
I think I was little. Didn't care too much for it. Probably the cartoons and shit. Did you see Caitlin Clark was voted the 9th best guard in WNBA?
Don't care.
I was ready to
Like, I don't,
make
not
fun
even
of
a
all
little
the
bit,
women in the
dude.
world. WNBA as a whole. But then I remembered the NFL just got done rating Josh Allen the most overrated player in the NFL.
Maybe we should avoid talking about the WNBA while Spencer's on that train.
Yeah, bro, I might start getting real vulgar.
Go. Do it.
No, I.
Come on.
We do have that video though. You want
You
me
know
to play
what?
it?
Play it.
Let me hit that.
All right.
Play it.
This is Sophia Cunningham.
Excited it is helpful. It's way more helpful. You just get more purchase, more opportunities, and so I get that aspect. But I also think that you want to listen to your players too. Like where do they want to play? Where are they going to get excited to play and draw fans? And I do think that Miami would have been a great one. Like everyone loves Florida. Nashville is an amazing city. Kansas City, amazing opportunity. There's a huge arena downtown that no one's using, and I think that the women's soccer league is showing that like people draw. And so I'm not so sure what the thought process is there. But at the end of the day, you also want to make sure that you're not expanding our league too fast. I think that's also another thing that you don't want teams to totally dominate and then have teams that aren't. And so I just think that it's kind of a hard decision-making team or situation. But man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
What the fuck is with these WNBA players being so weird about shit like this? Like, Kelsey Plum, isn't it a little weird to wait outside for autographs for people? No, happens all the time. I think they're expanding our league a little too fast. What? What the fuck does that mean? Dude, I'm so sick of this shit.
You basic.
Craig
Can we
says-
just go back to, like, remembering that nobody cares about the WNBA?
I think that.
Well, Spinny about to start covering them because Detroit's getting a team.
I'm not covering shit, dude.
The lead beat reporter. For
Oh, bro.
Maybe a couple of years, I'll start checking in on the prospects.
I didn't call it the shock.
What do you mean by that?
WNBA prospects.
Shout out my girl. She just graduated.
Yeah, dude. Same kind of vibes. Couple of years and I'll check in on those prospects.
Seemed like you needed a laugh there, Spencer.
Thanks.
You're
I
welcome.
do. I'm gonna harm myself when I get home, allegedly.
Bitch, you play in Indiana. You play in fucking Indiana.
Bitch, you get
Talking about Detroit. And in the same sentence, talking about going to Kansas City? Another Midwest town? Like, what are you? You're a not smart lady. I was going to say the mean version of that. But what the fuck are we doing? You play in Indiana.
She's just a little worried that she'll get poached from the Fever in the expansion draft because people only know her name because of Caitlin Clark.
It's fair.
And so, like, if I was a WNBA player, I'd want to stay as close to Caitlin Clark as well because that makes you
More likely to be seen.
How are you going to shout out Kansas City as well? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like,
shout out a worse
Kansas
city in the Midwest.
Kansas City is a great downtown area. What? Like, Detroit is a known, like, top 10 at least, like, sports town. I would say top 5 easily. But to say that you're shouting out Kansas City needs a goddamn team, it's just terrible. And then, she's literally in Indiana. I actually liked her going into this, and this is just a really unnecessary shot on Detroit. And now we got WNBA players taking shots at Detroit for no reason.
Yeah.
What?
Jesus.
Like,
what kind of world are we living in? Where the WNBA can take shots at anybody, dude? What the fuck are we doing here?
Terrible.
The weird part too is like we had a franchise and like we were one of the better teams.
And Detroit has more
WNBA.
more WNBA championships than Sophie Cunningham does.
We still hold like top 5 attendance records.
Yeah.
The city of Detroit quotes me with a bunch of. I'll
Learn
find
your
that.
fucking history before you start reacting.
I mean, seriously though.
I don't like when people talk shit.
I don't like when WNBA players talk shit. Like, do something first. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so Sophie Cunningham, we've been sending like a couple like funny like pictures in our group chat, just talking her up, Sophie Cunningham, and then this goes and like, all right, cat's out of the bag. She's actually mid.
Yeah, I agree.
the bit's over.
The personality ruined it.
Yeah, we're done with the hyping that up.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking yeah, I think I'm gonna follow her too.
I'll get my girl Tanija to come over here and beat the fuck out of you, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've got judo training. You've never seen Tanija the Great in a street fight. She throws hands like a man, dude. I've seen her literally beat the fuck out of multiple dudes. So, you don't want to smoke with Tanija, I'll tell you that.
I'm flipping aces all from here. Come on. Vegas Aces, I hope they beat the living shit out of Sophie
What does
Cunningham
that mean?
on the court. The Vegas Aces are a team.
Are they playing?
I hope they kick their butt.
That's the only other WNBA team except for the Fever.
Dude, we should do that. How many can you name?
Reporter.
The Liberty?
Liberty,
The
Sky.
Lynx. The Lynx.
Sky.
What are the
Lynx,
links?
Minnesota
That's made
Lynx.
up,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
Lynx.
No, the Minnesota Lynx.
fits.
Phoenix Mercury, right? Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one with the
Phoenix Mercury, yeah.
Fever, Liberty,
we say
Aces.
You gotta dunk that shit, says Elijah Evers. Dude, you should
Vegas.
watch Anger Management. It's really fucking funny.
Vegas
Jack
Aces.
Nicholson and Adam
Vegas
Sandler.
Aces. I'm trying to think WNBA teams right now.
Florida Palm Trees.
That's made up.
How many teams are
The
there?
Connecticut Honors.
That for sure made up.
LA Sparks, South Sound Kayak.
LA Sparks. The Houston.
phone a friend.
Your oil's leaking.
Connecticut Sun. That's it. Connecticut Sun.
Is it
No
Phoenix?
way. What
No,
an
that's
awful
not real.
fucking
No.
name.
Why does Connecticut have the Suns?
Makes
They should
no
be like the
sense.
Connecticut Karens.
Yep.
That's where Sophie Cunningham should play. The Connecticut Karens.
Luigi Gaming. Sophie definitely says the N word with the hard ER.
Yeah, she definitely drops hard R's.
Mike Reed, something's wrong with Eazy. What, the oil change thing?
Connecticut. Okay.
What? Remember when we...
Connecticut Beavers is what Shane D says.
I wish I wrote down the date and remembered it because like we did do that.
We did that.
Expansion teams.
We did expansion teams.
The names were wild in the chat.
Yeah, there was some
They're
crazy
getting
names.
St. Louis tampons. Sticks on.
Oh man, I feel
like if the Beavers are one, it should be the
I don't think
Cleveland.
the Beavers are one. I think that was
No, but when Cleveland gets their team, it'd be the Cleveland
Beavers.
Yeah.
It should be the Cleveland Steamers, dude. What do you mean?
That's in there too. The Cleveland Steamers, Cleveland Beavers. We got to bring back the Shock if we're doing it here in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
That's
way
not
we
a fake name.
What? What's not a fake name?
They're actually the Beavers? No way.
There's no
No.
way there's Beavers.
There's no chance.
The Golden State Valkyries? Valkyries?
Valkyrie.
That's like the Warrior.
Yeah,
one of
they
the
just
Warriors.
started, right?
I don't know.
Why don't you just do cool shit like
Valkyrie.
Seattle Scissors.
Valkyries? Seattle Scissors, pretty crazy.
The Phoenix Tacos.
Just call them the Connecticut Women. Nobody will.
Wait, what?
Like the
What a-
Washington Football Club.
What a way just to completely take out two, cities that like could have been watching like your product.
Yeah.
Completely just bomb your own product for
How
no
bad does
reason
Spencer
at
feel
all.
for Gibson? I feel really bad for John Gibson. He's got 3 AHL players in front of him. It's going to be pretty gross, dude. We need to sign. Oh. I don't want to start thinking about it again. It's making the anger shark start swim around in my fucking brain, dude. It's not good.
The Cleveland Cooks.
We can go to break. We can go to
Seattle
break, guys.
Subaru Sisters. So sounds good.
Tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Kids, come work out for free all summer long. Teens 14 to 19.
Nick me there, prospect.
Work out free all summer long at Planet Fitness. Make sure you tap in. It's on. No, you don't got your sport. You're waiting for football in the fall. Need somewhere to work out. Planet Fitness will take care of it. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
MassageChairHouse.com is where you guys need to go for the largest massage chair showroom in Michigan. Scan the QR code or go see them in person at the corner of Long Lake Road and Woodward and Bloomfield Hills. My guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, running the place. He's got the #1 massage chair review channel on the interwebs. MassageChairHouse.com. Scan the QR code or go to the website. Massage Chair House. What up, welcome back to Woodward Voice Live on sports.com. I'm Eazy, my spin Raxter, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Skywalker in the building. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Speaking, I have a feeling today's not going to get any better for you because we also got the Red Wings. Or I'm sorry, the Pistons free agency. But I see you got Red Wings on here first. The shit in the bed. You got it in your system?
Yeah.
You good? What do you guys have with the Pistons? Because I almost had a little bit of a crash on my... I fully understand... And I preached it to you guys myself that have some patience with this offseason. We're probably not going to make any moves of note until the trade deadline. However, sitting here today, I can't help but feel like they got worse.
Yeah.
Like we've regressed from where we were. And that's where I don't feel good. Even with Jaden Ivey coming back, you guys already know how I feel about that whole situation. Like, I think the Pistons legitimately got worse.
Yeah.
Is Karis LeVert a good basketball player? Yes, but you guys know how I feel about fit. Like, I think, talent has to mesh well together on the court. I don't know how to feel right now. And then the other part, too, where, like, again, I am being patient. I was being patient. And then yesterday, I'm teased with the fact that we got Dennis Schroeder for nothing at the deadline, and then they almost signed and traded him. That's a fucking, like, home run. For Malik Monk, it was rumored to be. And then that fell through. They made the money work. They traded away, was it
Valanciunas.
Yes, Valanciunas to make the space to get him money above the MLE where we couldn't match it. And now that's off the table as well, too.
Shit.
Now I am at the point where I'm kind of crashing out only because we got worse. I can't say we got – and Duncan Robinson does not make me feel – I guess it makes me feel a little better than nothing, but it ain't a something. Where you at, Chris?
I feel everything you're saying. Like I'm where you're at with it because I know that there's still a lot of moving parts. I mean, we saw big moves happen today. Milwaukee be ultra aggressive, make a lot of moves that we didn't see coming. So with free agency, there is a lot of teams trying to reroute, get cap space, and then available players that weren't previously available are tradable. So I could see a world in which the Pistons can still find something, but right now it's just like option after option gotten taken off my list. I mean, you look at my list yesterday. I mean, here it is again. Look at almost all of these guys are gone. You got Dennis Schroeder gone, Gary Trent Jr. gone, Santi Aldama, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Duncan Robinson, Dorian Finney-Smith, like Tim Hardaway. It just thinned out very, very quickly, and the Pistons don't have a lot of options going forward, at least that I see right now. They could open up. It's rumored that we are aggressive in the Duncan Robinson pursuit, so I'd say right now it's more likely he's a Piston than not, I would assume, just because I don't see much other options. And I know Trajan's not stupid. I know he doesn't look at that Malik Beasley situation and be like, okay, yeah, we don't need another Malik Beasley. No, you need a Malik Beasley. That was damn near half of Cade's assists last year was Malik Beasley. The top two things Cade got assists off of were Beasley threes and Duran dunks, and you just lost one of those. Yeah. That's huge to your offense. So
should throw TJ in there too.
Yeah, I wanted to get TJ back because at this point he's a discount Malik Beasley, and I would have been happy with that. But Denver, man, they just keep doing. They got the Sacramento sign and trade. They got Tim Hardaway. They're just taking everything that we got going here. They got Bruce Brown again. It's been really, really frustrating, not gonna lie, but there are still moves. We need to get a shooter. We can address that, 4 spot at the deadline. Yeah. But we need a shooter. Yes. Because now you're talking about, even in an open Eastern Conference, you're talking about Atlanta getting better, Orlando getting better. A lot of these teams
just got better.
Milwaukee just got better, and for the record, I think Miami's going to get better too. Like, there's just a lot of stuff now that all of a sudden this East is getting more competitive for the Pistons, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw Sean Corp on Twitter said Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder, more than 500 threes combined.
Yes.
Well,
what are we replacing that with?
I mean, 300 of those were from Beasley.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not crashing out as much over the Pistons because I think Karis LeVert is an upgrade over Dennis Schroeder, just straight up. And they're only scrambling now because Malik Beasley's getting arrested. So that's not or he's under federal investigation. So that's not like something they could have accounted for, So
I guess he's been investigated for 18 months now. But I don't know how the NBA had to know, right?
There's no way that was open to the public and the Pistons if we had the $42 million
if you had the deal on the table.
Yeah, it's true.
So does it suck that that happened to Beasley? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting that on the Pistons.
No, you can't. You can't put it on the Pistons, but it goes back to, like, the situation the Pistons are in. Like, I totally expected, you're right, house patience, not do anything right now at the deadline or further, but you didn't expect to get worse. Yes. And that's the frustration part. So I'm not blaming Trajan. I'm not blaming Trajan for the situation. I'm not putting much blame on Trajan, to be honest, because I don't know why the Sacramento talks broke down, but I can't put it on Trajan. It's just depressing that we're getting worse.
What?
Adam in the Woodward Sports Chat. At Chris wearing that shirt is on brand. Didn't Isaiah Rashad suck a dude off in the bathroom in Wisconsin? He did.
Oh, it was in Wisconsin?
I don't know if it was in Wisconsin, but he definitely.
Chris.
Yeah.
Again, I'm
great
not,
album though. You can separate the art from
That
the
is a
artist,
very
though.
good album,
You can
and
separate
The House
art
is
from the
Burning
artist.
is even better.
Sure, shout out Elton John.
Shout out Elton John.
Talented team they got going on.
Talent squad, yeah, for sure. Musically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to be a little bit concerned though. Like they definitely have gotten worse.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled. I mean, Karis LeVert, you know what he is. He's just gonna help you, get some buckets off the bench, but he's not the spot shooter, that obviously Malik is.
Yeah.
Even I would say he's worse than Tim Hardaway Jr. at times. I don't know, or at least
He's a
at
bigger
that
version
level.
of Jaden Ivey.
Exactly.
Less athletic.
Less athletic for sure. I mean, I like Karis LeVert. Like obviously a college player. He went to Michigan. I thought he was great for them, but he's a vet and he can get a bucket for you, no doubt about it. I don't want to, diminish that, but this team has gotten worse, and I don't think Duncan Robinson's fixing all your problems. Obviously, he can shoot it, but it's about all Duncan Robinson can do.
Yeah, but I think that's about all you're asking for, like to replace Beasley right now, and then you're just you just gotta figure out that fourth spot throughout the season, and maybe the trade deadline again. Who knows? If I want to be super optimistic, who knows? Maybe Bobby Klippman's going to show off another facet of his game and be ready to be a role player. I'm going the optimistic side, but like.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't want to put Chaz Lanier in that position as well. I like him as a prospect, but second round rookie coming into the league. All right, here you go. Make 300 threes like Beasley. Like it's a tough situation, man. It really is. I still feel good about the health of this team long term, but right now it sucks. And the last thing I want to do is get off to a slow start, even in this weak Eastern Conference.
If it is Duncan Robinson, do you think we have, the system in place that we implemented last year to, on the defensive end, where we're not getting crushed every time out that he gets, singled out? Duncan Robinson will get, put on blast every single time down the court.
He will, but it's not as intense as playoff basketball. Like regular season, a lot of teams are going through the motions a lot of times, or they're not specifically game planning against certain things. So to me, I feel like in the regular season you can absolutely hide that. Where the playoffs are where the questions would come in for Duncan Robinson. But for me, I think that throughout the regular season, Pistons are going to have a lot of actions for him. They're gonna have a lot of opportunity for him to make some moves and get some open threes. He's a great movement shooter, and that's what you need. You need somebody that's doing all the wild shit that Beasley was doing, where he was running off of 3 screens and catching it and firing it while still on the move. Like all of that stuff, Duncan Robinson is very good at, and that's what they needed. That's the difference with Karis LeVert versus like a Malik Beasley, and why I'm not feeling comfortable about this team until they get a shooter like Duncan Robinson.
Are we sure that we didn't bring in John Beilein, signing Karis LeVert and now in talks with Duncan Robinson? Shout out Michigan basketball.
No,
he better never step foot near the Pistons ever fucking again. Ever.
Never ever. Yeah, we got more Detroit Pistons talk, more free agent reactions for you guys as well. But Feist, we got to tell you about Feldman Chevrolet.
Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew, lease for just $149 per month. And you can also get a 2026 Equinox LT lease for $209 per month. Check out Feldman today.
Detroit sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak? Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
Throw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Jars Campus, guys. Visit shopjars.com to find one of the 27 locations near you. 9 of them right here in Metro Detroit, including ones coming to Milan, Madison Heights, and Grand Rapids. It's top shelf quality, unmatched variety price for you, the people. Shopjars.com.
Smoke weed every day.
What up, welcome, mate? Woodward Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. Means joined by Spin Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Skywalker in the building as well. That new chair, the new massage chair, I think it might be better than the fair.
Ooh, Spenny might fight you on that one.
No.
No for you?
No.
You like the old one better?
Yeah.
I like that one better.
That one is more intense.
But to be fair, it could be some recency bias. But I think I got my shoulders better than the other one.
The other
And
one
my
has,
feet. That one's better with the feet.
Does the feet better? For
yeah,
sure.
that one does the feet. And I love my feet. I mean, that's like...
Feet guy.
I love my feet.
I'm going to get your feet rubbed? Come on. Either way.
Smoke weed every day.
Welcome back. We got the press Spinny. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Going over the Detroit Pistons free agency. We did go over the Red Wings free agency a little bit in the beginning of the show. We may touch on that again. But, yeah, Karis LeVert is the big takeaway so far. How we feeling?
Should we grade it?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You got a grade for it, Eazy?
Karis LeVert by itself is a B.
Yeah, B, C plus, maybe just a C. All right, for me,
which one?
If he's coming off the bench, which I expect he would, that kind of solves like your offense for like because when Cade goes off the floor, it's kind of like null and void.
Yeah.
Our half court offense kind of sucked to begin with too. I think that's a guy who can go create for himself and score for you off the bench.
Yes.
And I think that's where like it's a plus. I think if you have any expectation for him starting, that's when things get a little bit finicky. So you know what? Actually, I'll go to B. I'll grade to a B.
He's not going to be a starter. He's not paid to be a starter. It's a fine guard off the bench to help create his own shot and get some offense when Cade Cunningham's off the floor. You got to get a shooter now, though.
Absolutely need a shooter.
Why is this all happening?
It's a bad day.
Yeah.
For free agency.
And another bad day because breaking news, the best team in baseball won't be playing tonight. Doubleheader scheduled for tomorrow now, not playing tonight.
What the fuck is wrong? Oh,
it's
they're
an
not.
away game.
Okay.
It's in D.C.
I was going to say, if it starts raining too, I'm going to freak out, bro.
No, my bad. Keep you off track, but I wanted to update the people. I forgot to at the beginning.
No, you're good. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys smash that like button as well, too. Yes, yeah, we need a shooter. I mean, Duncan Robinson, does he start? No.
Beasley wasn't
he
starting
played the Beasley
either.
role.
Yeah.
He played the Beasley role.
Yeah.
Had like 25 minutes off the bench. I'm good with that.
I'd still say Beasley's probably a little bit better defense. Not great.
Yeah.
Better than Duncan
Yeah,
Robinson.
for sure.
It feels
I don't know.
like
That clip of Halliburton.
pointing. Yeah. Maybe he thought there was a screen coming.
He was
He
stoned.
was standing flat-footed, dude.
He had edibles before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He was literally standing there flat-footed and didn't react until he was in the lane.
Fuck, man.
It was-
I guess it's only like it only feels like a thing to be frustrated about because everybody else around you is getting better.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks grabbing another piece you wanted in Miles Turner. That fucking sucked. That wasn't cool. Because as a piece, I knew obviously it probably wasn't going to happen, but I had some hope for maybe.
But at least now,
I think he's going to lead the fucking Pacers.
now the Pacers are dead for next year.
Yeah.
No Miles Turner, no Halliburton.
Well, there are rumors that Obi Toppin and Mathurin are on the market. Would you make a call for either of those guys?
No.
Starting with you, Eazy.
You wouldn't.
Easy.
Would
Would you
call
trade
for Mathurin? The Lord and Savior himself.
Would you trade
Maybe
Jaden
Toppin.
Ivey for Ben Mathurin straight up?
He's not what I thought he'd be as a pro.
Wow.
That was very healthy of you to say that.
I don't think that's like a I don't know hot take.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just
No.
good for you.
You thought I was gonna double down as a fucking star? Why would I do that?
I don't know.
That's crazy. That's crazy thinking there.
I liked him coming out of the draft too. To be
Yeah.
honest, I wasn't on air then, but I did.
His mentality wise, he's got that dog in him. Just don't got the game to go with it.
No.
That's like honestly one of the worst players is the player that has the dog, but they don't.
Yeah,
but they
he
don't have the
sucks.
talent. It's like, bro.
I will say this: he does bitch Ivy every once in a while. They play.
He does.
It's kind of frustrating to watch.
He does.
And then the Rising
It's
Stars
like I'm
game.
just fucking screaming like fucking stand up and fight for yourself, goddamn.
I'd love Obi Toppin though.
I would.
That would solve our four.
It's a good topic.
That would solve
You
our four.
would love it?
Yeah.
Obi Toppin saving us? What are we doing?
He played great last year in the playoffs.
Dude, he's like the new Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. Honestly, I disagree, but I like it.
Crazy.
Is this what we're resorting to?
It's like the Jordan Clarkson of Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, he's the Jordan Clarkson of Aaron Gordon's for sure.
As our starting four?
No,
he's our backup four.
Okay.
buddy.
Backup four.
Well, you said you love it.
No,
I
actually,
didn't
no, I
know.
really
Yeah,
would
I
though.
love
Actually,
him
coming
as
off the
a backup
bench.
four.
Yeah, 35% from three. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
and
only that's only
super
4 attempts as
athletic,
well.
a great lob threat for Cade still.
Extremely athletic. Would be a good pick and roll guy.
Yeah.
got
I
some
don't
dog in
expect him to shoot 35% from three.
That's on his career, by the way. The 35% from three.
Yeah.
On how many
First
attempts?
2 years, he shot 30% on 2 attempts.
It's better recently, I think.
Yeah, and the next 3 years. So in
So he hits
2023,
what, 0.7 threes a game?
on like 4 shots a game, he shot 34%.
Okay.
In 23-24, on 3 attempts, he shot 40%. Then last year, on 4 attempts, he shot 36.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
have a
solid as
shooting
fuck.
coach. And we have a shooting coach.
The best shooting coach.
The one that he doesn't have
That's what
enough
they
work
say.
on his
That's
plate.
what they say.
Yeah.
Listen, what do you make of the 40% from Ivy last year? You can't take that to heart,
It's
no?
30 games.
Yes.
It was a 30-game sample size.
Like, no
I
one's
saw
jumping
Trav.
7%.
Trav, I love you, Trav.
Yeah, I thought he was trolling. Trav had to
Posting
be
all
trolling.
those stats of 30-game sample size of Jaden Ivey compared to 80 games of other people, you can't do that, too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
rough.
That was-
Speaking of
that was
Aaron
crazy.
Gordon, if the Nuggets are spending down,
No, they're ramping
I'd rather have
up.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah. Than
Than
Aaron
Aaron
Gordon?
Gordon?
No way. Dude,
Well,
Aaron Gordon
how
won
old's
you
Aaron
2
Gordon?
playoff games last year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you could argue that Obi Toppin won you like 1 or 2 because he had some great games though. He did. Like in the Eastern Conference Finals and Finals, he had some really good games.
What'd you guys think about MPJ getting moved? Would you guys like to see in the Pistons?
MP, I'm not swinging that ball, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised he got moved.
He pumps the
All
J's.
that dude does is chuck shots, bro.
I just can't
So you
believe
wouldn't
they
have wanted
traded
him?
him for another guy that
I actually like
also
that move
gets
for the
hurt.
Nuggets.
Yeah.
I didn't like
the
it
first
at
round
first,
pick. I don't
but-
know if you had to attach a
No,
first
yeah, that
round
was
pick
kind of
to
crazy.
it.
And it was like 2032. So it's
Yeah.
like, they might be ass in
They're
2032.
probably going to
yeah.
be ass.
Yeah.
Just forever.
Cam Johnson, if he can play more than 40 games, he's definitely better than MPJ.
What the fuck? Aaron Gordon shot 41% from
Yes,
three this
dude.
year.
Yes.
On
Dude,
3
he's
I mean, he only
him.
played 50 games, 51, but still.
Stroke that thing, cuzzo.
And obviously a better
But in
defender than
73
Toppin.
games, he shot 29% the previous year.
Hey,
A career
Gotta
33.
believe.
we're only talking about last year.
Yeah. Doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I would trade
Hall
for
is hot
Obi
garbage.
Obi
Justin Hall
Toppin
is
in
probably
it.
the worst defenseman
Heartbeat.
in the NHL, maybe ever.
No.
And he's going to be a day one skater for the Red Wings next year.
But see,
Bro, nope, not happening.
All right.
It's happening.
No, it's not.
He's not even going to be the 7th defenseman.
I'll be a 6th.
He's going to be maybe the 5th.
What is Aaron?
It might be
can you
Hall
pull
and
up Aaron Gordon's
Gustafson as that
contract,
third pairing.
Chris?
he just signed an extension. So
Oh, that's
he's-
not happening.
Yeah, no. I like Aaron Gordon, but
If-
I love him in Detroit.
Ben Sherratt's going to be on your first pair next year.
If they don't make a big move, it has to be like Pelika's like for sure penciled
like
in,
5
right?
different conversations right now.
Didn't look very good in the Grand Rapids playoffs.
My day's
But
going
sure,
very well.
you
How
want to
about
throw
yours?
him on that second pair?
It's all right.
They've been a Wallander.
You see anything crazy
Worked a
today?
lot today.
Wallander
yeah.
is not good.
Had a water
He's
fight.
worse than Justin Hall.
Miss on a second rounder. But hey, they're too expensive to trade, or at least they were.
Temperature check. Milwaukee calls and says, you can have Giannis for Cade. Straight up, what do you do?
No.
Fuck no.
No, but everything else, yes. Everything else.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I thought like something big would maybe, because like the last night when they started reporting like the sign and trade possibility, I talked to one person. They're like, no, they want more for
Monk.
Yeah, and that's
I
obviously
get it.
why it didn't happen. They just cleared the space. They know they can get more from Monk.
Yeah, because who the fuck
They would've
would
gave him
just
away
give
for nothing.
Malik Monk for Dennis Schroeder straight up?
They almost did it.
I don't know.
They almost
I feel
did
like
it.
people tried to say they almost did it, but that would never have happened.
No,
They tried to
no, they did
gaslight
almost
him
do it,
into
but they were
doing it.
like, "This is." They said,
Why the fuck would we
Why
do
the
this?
fuck would we give Malik Monk away for nothing? Yes, yeah, that's what happened essentially.
Yeah. I mean,
As I'm saying, dude,
it was the
Trajan
Kings,
did
though.
that
It could have
again because you got Dennis Schroeder for nothing at the deadline, and you flip him into Malik Monk.
Yeah.
That'd been disgusting.
He almost
in a sign
had
and
him.
trade too. Obviously, too good to be true because it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, that'd been fucking filthy work by Trajan.
But yeah, I just want people to think about the fact that there are still options opening up that we don't see yet. Like I said, the Obi Toppin thing, like that's not necessarily really out there. Like
looking for a new
LeBron
home.
looking for a new home. There's just a lot, and I want to
When did
remind
that
again.
happen? What happened there?
So the Lakers are looking to build around Luka and gear up for the future instead of contend right now. But if they sign
Future's
Ayton
now, old man.
but if they sign Ayton, that's like they can contend this year, right?
Contend? I don't know about contend.
Luka, Bron, Ayton.
I don't know
They
about
lost.
contend. Dude, that man Ayton missed a game because he didn't shovel his driveway. I
That's
don't
ridiculous.
He
That would
did.
be a problem in LA.
He did do that, and that wouldn't be a problem in LA. Those are two.
Where
Fair
would
points.
LeBron go? The Warriors?
The rumor
That'd be fucking sick.
the rumor is Cavs because
Cavs?
he wants to go.
What the fuck?
So
No,
it'd be
you're
a
lying.
trade. It'd be a trade that sends like a 3-team trade, gets Darius Garland to Utah, and then LeBron gets to go home, and Cleveland obviously would get it'd work for Cleveland because they'd be giving up Garland in that trade.
He's trying to get out of the West again.
Yeah, and wants to get out of the West.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, that's a rumor. That's a
The
rumor.
West getting kind of crazy. Yeah, I guess
Dude, I fucking hate everything.
just because of the Olympics.
If LeBron goes back to Cleveland,
Yeah, dude.
oh man.
That was the annoying part about Miles Turner too. It's like he left the Pacers. Sweet, the
Stayed in the
Pacers aren't as
division.
good. Stayed in the division. fucking annoying.
CP says Red Wings need energy. Why not go for Rampy? Am I saying that right? RMPE. That's one for you to read. It's a hockey comment.
Matt Rempe? That's not a serious comment. He's a nobody. That's the kid from New York that gets his ass whooped every
Oh, that's the guy that's always fighting?
Yeah, he's not a good player.
He's the big fucking...
He's a big dumb idiot.
DNC says there's no trade market for LeBron. I disagree.
Yeah. There was a report that was a report that
From who?
Teams weren't really. I forget the source. Actually, I saw it on Twitter, but it was like a verified person that said it.
I think like a cash hungry owner would trade for LeBron just for the clout.
Yeah.
But also is this place that he would want to go.
Yeah.
I could see that being actually why you wouldn't want him.
Did you see the retirement news about his wife?
Yeah.
No, what?
She retired?
No, she.
It's
Chris, you got it.
Okay. Yeah.
She's been
was
retired.
it was basically a Tom Brady thing where she wants him to retire, but he's married to the game.
I just
In the
can't
next
believe
year
that.
or something.
If you're not a multi-billionaire from Brazil that has a shit ton of money, how are you going to look at LeBron and be like, you should retire? You know how we're sitting in his house right now is because I play basketball. Like, what?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
That's crazy.
She's
hey,
like,
I know you're going to make like $60 million next year, but you should retire.
a lifetime contract with Nike.
Wow.
It was Bobby Marks that said that, by the way, from ESPN.
Shout out Bobby Marks.
Shout
Bobby
out.
Marks says there isn't a trade market for LeBron James.
Spencer, just remember, we have no first or second line players to fill the holes, says Stephen Peters.
Just remember.
Oh, I remember, buddy.
Remember.
Right now, James Van Riemsdyk is probably on your first line.
Okay.
Shout out to Ayo J-Bo. Started a new job yesterday. Won't be able to listen to my Woodward Sports guys for a while until I get my CDL. Hope everyone's doing good. Shout out to Ayo J-Bo. Congrats on the job.
Trader.
40 returning, man. Yeah, trader. How dare
Appreciate
you, get
you,
a
bro.
job? How dare you better your life?
How dare you elevate
Fake-ass
your life?
fan.
Can I say one
Yeah,
more thing?
Are
One
you
more
not a
thing
Steve
before-
Yzerman fan? You're supposed to do nothing.
One more thing before break,
Quit
just
your
for
job,
the
bro.
Pistons. I want to say again that although it's not looking good right now in free agency, the other thing too is that you can bet on a lot of these young guys getting better, and that can end up making up for losing some of these players. Because we didn't think we were going to keep all three, or maybe even at least two of the
Ivy
three.
shoots 40% again next year.
Yeah, like I just
fuck
think
outta
that
here.
there's teams. I think there's a lot of players that could get better, and that can offset the differences in some of the talent that went out the door. So it's not all doom and gloom. And again, the East does suck. So Pistons might have time to turn it around.
I'll say real quick too. We said it. I didn't know if it'd actually be like a real thing that come to life, but like some of these contracts, when you get a little bit more frugal, they're not like the big splash signings that we're used to.
Yeah.
I mean, Dame just got cut.
That
I've never
was
seen that in my
insane.
life. Somebody's waved like that. Yeah, we're gonna pay you
Largest wave in
$113
history.
million over the course of what, 5 years?
5 years, yeah. 5 years, 113 million, 23 million a year,
So
or 22 points.
So if somebody picks him up, I saw Miami's interested. If they pick him up, he
doesn't matter.
He
Milwaukee's
still
paying
gets
that. In 2030, Milwaukee will pay Damian Lillard $22 million. And that will count on their cap, affecting their free agency.
and he
in
can pick up
2030.
another contract right now.
Yes.
Shout out Bobby Bonilla.
How do you? Yeah, it's Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yep.
And you know what's
That
the-
happened on Bobby Bonilla. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's the craziest part about that too, Eazy, is there was reports that Dame was actually so unhappy in Milwaukee that his second year was a player option. But because they waived him, it's automatically
Well, who the fuck
guaranteed.
would want to live in Milwaukee except for Sophie Cunningham? Like, nobody wants to go there.
But Dame was actually so unhappy he was considering after this season opting out of his $50-something million. So that just, but now it's fully guaranteed.
Shout out to Damian Lillard just getting the bat. I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Good for him. I feel bad for him though, because like, man, he was the guy in Portland, and then he got
tried
pressured
going
into
Kobe
being like he got pressured into trying to win a championship, and then he went to a situation and it just went downhill, and he could just stayed in Portland. And
What
forever.
even was that? You think it was a fit thing or injury thing or what?
Both.
Fit.
Both. More injury though, I'd say.
I don't.
Because he wasn't healthy even before he went to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And little guards like that, when they have some injuries, some of those injuries, man, it just takes them completely away. Remember Isaiah Thomas was an MVP candidate, and then the next year, after a hip injury, he was never the same. Like, and basically out of the
Brandon
league.
Jennings.
Yeah, like it's just, and now that was a
Not on the
big
caliber
injury.
of the guys we're talking right now.
Yeah,
but
and also a bigger injury.
Yeah.
But like those little guys, like the game's so physical. You have only so much you can give. So if you lose just an ounce of a step, that can be the difference between you being an MVP candidate and just being a pretty good player. And
Especially
that's, I
at
think,
that
what happened
level.
to Dame. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's go to break, come back. Loom. Spencer.
Loom Cannabis. Buy it. Buzz and Drinks, 7.5 milligrams of THC in a can, perfect for whether you're at the golf course, whether you're on the beach, by a bonfire. Those are the money drinks for summer. Make sure you go to loom.com to find a location near you. Scan the QR code on the screen to see where you can find a Loom near you to place your order, and use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off. It's Loom Cannabis.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ben Johnson. Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC has deals for everybody. You can see a 2025 Envision $259 per month, 2025 Hummer EV $699 per month, or a 2025 Sierra Double Cab $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC today and get the deals.
Maybe Danielson's the next Casper.
Casper has to turn into then the next Larkin.
And Larkin turns to the next T'Challa.
All right, now we're smoking the loom.
What up, welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WorldSports.com. Eazy joined by Spin Reaction, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Skywalker in the building. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share a stream. We are reacting to Detroit Pistons free agency. Spinny is crashing out over the Detroit Red Wings free agency.
Rest in peace to Red Wings legend Alex Delvecchio. Passed today.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Chris.
Yes.
Just catch up with speed on the NBA. Like, who's available? Who's getting traded? Take us around the association.
Well, I mean, we spent a good amount of time talking about it from just the Pistons' perspective. A guy like Duncan Robinson is available on the market, and I do think he's probably one of the better named free agents that has yet to find a home. You've seen Brook Lopez off the market. You've seen James Harden off the market. You've seen a lot of the big free agent names find new homes, Miles Turner and stuff today. So to me, I think it's going to translate now to a lot of teams. Just the dust is going to settle, and teams are going to have to make moves for their cap space. And I think that's what's gonna be the dictator here for not only the Pistons but the rest of the league. I mean, you got Houston Rockets came in and scooped up a few of the top free agents as well. So it's going to be some teams have to make deals, and some teams are trying to avoid the tax, and some teams are trying to, are trying to better their team still. So the trade market, I think, is going to be very, very active for the rest of the league, like not just the Pistons. Some of the teams that I was surprised by and impressed by, I was very impressed by Denver. Denver, absolutely, to be able to turn Michael Porter Jr. and all of the moves that they made to get Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Valanciunas for only giving up basically a 2032 pick, which I agree is very costly, but also Michael Porter Jr. and Dario Saric, like, and turn all of that into essentially four guys. They needed that. They lost that series against OKC because they only had like three guys at the end of that series. So they needed depth. They needed to do some 2-for-1s, and they got a few moves. So I really like what Denver did, and I really like what Milwaukee did. It was really bold, but I think that they're committed to winning. They're committed to winning and building around Giannis, but Giannis isn't that impressed by getting rid of Dame. I heard he was reportedly frustrated.
Yeah, Giannis I think was not happy with that.
I think it's more like a relationship thing than it is like a team thing, because
you're
kind of recreating the success of Brook Lopez by bringing in Miles Turner.
Yeah, which I loved that move.
Yeah,
I love that move. Again, I don't know if I would have made that drastic decision about Dame. I thought it was a bold move, and it definitely helped because that's what got you Miles Turner.
Maybe he'll get Holiday again.
Yeah,
bring the band back together.
What's
up with the Rockets? Rockets got to be in the second apron now. No,
they absolutely should be, but I'll double check that. But they're to me, they're the biggest winners so far of the offseason. I mean, what they've done, they've been absolutely incredible. I don't all the way hate what Phoenix has done either.
What do you mean they done dick? It's still got.
Well, they got to move. They got to move Jalen Green for sure. But I like that they went back into the draft and got Rasheer Fleming. I like that they did that. I like that. Obviously, I like some of the assets they got in the trade for Mark Williams, and then also what they got in Kevin Durant. Again, I think Jalen Green can still get you something somewhere. So I think they'll reroute that. So I was pretty impressed with them. But yeah, the standalone top three that impressed me the most are Houston, Denver, and Milwaukee. I think they've been really good, and I think they've really elevated their teams. I was surprised the Spurs have played it lackluster. Speaking of Spurs players, Chris Paul is still a free agent, so I don't know if that entices you as a Pistons guy or just any team around the league.
2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I heard he wants to go to L.A.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
He wants to be closer to home.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if the Rockets are over the second apron, no more trade exceptions, salary matching restrictions on the trades, no cash in trades, no signing any bought-out players. Not so bad so far, actually. No,
I mean, the
signing
buyout
trades.
market's tough. That's a big blow for a lot of contenders. They usually count on that. That's
I
probably
remember
the
that's how we
biggest
got Chris Webber back in the day.
Yep.
No salary aggregation in trades, meaning multiple players can't be combined to trade for one guy.
Yep.
I thought for some reason there were like draft picks in there. Oh no, frozen draft picks.
Yes.
Teams cannot trade their first round pick in 7 years. Which I guess if you already got the team built, that don't really matter either.
Well, hold on. Clarify that for me, because I think it's like they can trade less draft picks. Like teams, like other teams that aren't in the second apron can trade like further out draft picks, right? Like, so you're saying like
they cannot trade their first round draft pick 7 years in the future.
Yes.
The 2032 pick from the 2000.
Right.
They could. It becomes frozen. So it's just that pick.
Yeah. So essentially, they can't like do like more trades to kind of mortgage their future. Is what they're preventing.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
If you're truly contending, that shit,
Yeah.
I thought for some reason you were losing picks, multiple.
No. They just shorten the window of picks you can trade, which is like to basically, like you said, to stop a team from just saying for 7 years in a row, like keep mortgaging the future, you know.
Gromit0237 in the Woodward Sports Chat says, Kings get Schroeder, Nuggets get Hardaway Jr., the Feds get Beasley. Come on, Pistons.
Pick relegation penalty. If a team remains above the second apron for 3 out of 5 seasons, their frozen first round pick is automatically moved to the end of the first round. So that's also what happens too.
Yeah. And I believe there's one in there, a second apron rule. You can only re-sign players you can only re-sign your players like and your draft picks. You can't like get outside people for other than the vet minimum.
Whether this hurts or helps the league, because you are going to get more like competition, but like everyone's. What were the official ratings for the Indiana Pacers and Thunder series? Did they ever come out? Were they bomb?
I know some games
I think
were
it was
low.
the worst viewed finals in a long time.
I know one of the games was really low.
Game 7 or Game 6.
Yeah, because I feel like it's gonna be wrapped up.
Mhm.
I know I didn't give a fuck about
Game 6 was like 18 million views.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird, man. Because I think competition-wise, the league gets better, but like for their pockets, what they care about, TV ratings.
And I think you're seeing it. You talked about it earlier, Eazy. I think it's also messing with the players' money more than anything, because now, like particularly this free agency class and the next, these teams are going to start to get real frugal, and they're not going to spend their money on these players. So I think it's actually going to hurt the players more so than the league. I think
Correct.
The league will be fine because, like you said, there'll be more teams that can talk themselves into, being interesting and whatever. But from a player's perspective, it's probably going to shrink that market because you're going to have your max guys eating up a lot of the cap, and there's a lot of punishments for going over the cap. So I think you're going to see a lot of teams cheap out on second-round picks, on players that they drafted, and things
But
like that.
if you're close enough, I think it's worth it. I mean, I don't think those penalties are that
I
harsh.
agree.
If you already got the roster built, you don't need to do any of those extra things to take yourself above and over.
I think they're harsh, but I also think you have to just give up wanting to be good for 20 years. Like, you're not the Spurs. Like,
The
you're not,
sustained
like
shit.
that shit is across all sports. Like, you see so many teams try to do it. Golden State tried to do it, and they fucked themselves up for a couple years. Luckily, they were able to rebound and get that title in 2022, but they messed themselves up with that Wiseman opportunity because they wanted to bridge the gap, and it ended up absolutely screwing them because they could have got somebody really good instead, flipped that pick, and then been good for just more years. But instead, they tried to play the long game. So to me, yeah, I don't give a fuck about the future, man. Like, if I got a team that's got a real chance, I'm going for it, and and then I'll deal with the future as it comes.
Please get back to hockey talk. There ain't much to talk about, brother.
He said no.
I mean,
No. Hard pass.
if you could give us specific stuff,
I don't want to be sad, man. Let's go to break.
Yeah.
Tell us about Van Johnson.
Well, if you want
harsher
to,
than Bello, dude.
yeah, if you want to be happy when you win a case, you know what to do. If you've got a crisis, let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven Johnson Law.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. VenFights.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Like I said, open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spinmo Rax, Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Skywalker. Get a nice little massage. Yeah, what are you even doing as an intern? You're just getting massaged.
I'm testing out the product.
Get this guy on clips. Just bring your laptop next time. What is this?
Your fancy laptop.
That is fair.
Damn.
Bring your fancy laptop next
Bring your
time.
fancy laptop, or I'm stealing it.
College boy.
I'll bring the laptop.
You like to know, weather boy.
Joe's, you like to know, weather boy.
Joe's the Woodward Sports Chat. Karis LeVert would be a pleasant surprise to many as a bench player. He's a matchup weapon. I agree. Off the bench, I actually do like that a lot.
Yeah, he's a good bench piece.
I went from a C to a B in my grade.
Like I said,
C-.
he is an upgrade over Dennis
You're
Schroeder.
still C minus?
Yes, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Why?
Why?
Because he went to Michigan.
No. I don't give a fuck about that,
Because
Nick.
he kissed my girlfriend.
He stole my girl. No, but
JB
I
Bickerstaff likes him. He traded for him in Cleveland and kept him there for the whole time he was there, pretty much.
Yeah,
now he's got him good.
Good for him. I just don't like the fit. I just don't like the fit.
Would you rather have had Dennis Schroeder?
But it's off the bench.
Yes.
You'd rather have Dennis Schroeder?
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Karis LeVert averages 4 assists a game.
Yeah.
I've seen Dennis Schroeder play big games. I like Dennis Schroeder a lot better.
What
on
big
this
games
Pistons
have
team.
you seen Dennis Schroeder play?
The finals.
For the Lakers? Or
Yeah, for the Lakers. And
I forgot he did
last
that
year,
dumbass contract
last
shit.
year for the Pistons, like
He was clutch.
he was great for Detroit.
He
I would
was
have ran
huge for
that
us in
back
the playoffs.
10 out of 10. You think Karis LeVert's going to do that in the playoffs next
hit
year?
a three?
He can,
yes.
yeah. I think
Like,
he could.
what do you think Dennis Schroeder... What do Pistons fans think Dennis Schroeder is? The only reason he's on the team was because Ivy got hurt. He's not this superstar that we needed to keep.
I just think Karis needs to present at the moment, and he could rise to that occasion for sure.
Yes. Karis LeVert's a better basketball player than Dennis Schroeder.
I'd
It's
be
the
happy to
emotional.
be wrong, but I don't think I am.
It's the emotional fan, Spenny. But in all honesty, he did help his team win ball games. So, like, that's why.
No, it's
because he
not
did
emotion,
have the
dude.
clutch
He
hits.
was-
Schroeder.
Yeah, he was one of the leading scorers for the
In the
Pistons
playoffs.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like he was good. Now I get that
I think it's
team
a veteran
did
thing,
not
though.
have a lot of offense. I get that.
He was playing-
but he played absolutely well. And I just think if You last year put Karis LeVert in that situation as opposed to Dennis Schroeder. I don't think you'd get that same result. That's my personal opinion.
I think you do.
I think you do too.
Okay.
He was playing the best basketball of his life as a Piston in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I remember saying that on a live stream, but
He scored in double digits 3 times in the playoffs. He scored 20 once. I think you can easily get that from Karis LeVert.
Font traded for Duncan. Fontecchio.
No way.
Breaking. All right, here you got it. Set that up.
Okay. Just drop the bomb.
Hey.
Detroit is trading Simon Fontecchio to Miami for Duncan Robinson in a sign and trade. Sources tell ESPN per Shams Charania.
3 years, $48 million as well. So 3 years, $48 million.
Agreed to a 3-year, $48 million deal with the Pistons.
That's MLE right
Sources
there,
tell ESPN.
Yes. 14 a year. No, that's more than that, actually.
Well, no, 'cause we got Karis in the MLE.
Yeah. We probably are going to use Karis plus B-Ball Paul to be our MLE because our MLE is 14.
Fontecchio, it was nice knowing you. See you later, buddy. Talk about fleece of the century.
Let's go.
Duncan Robinson, you bring him in here. Was it about $15 million a year?
16
million a year. Okay, that's a fine contract for a shooter. You brought him in. Malik Beasley did this to himself.
He's hungry too. He wants to hoop.
You had
Duncan's gonna
basically,
make 20 this year.
the same contract on the table for Malik Beasley. You went and got a shooter because you lost a shooter. All right.
Played
Sneaky athlete. I don't know. I'm talking myself into this, Spencer. I don't know what it is.
I mean,
it's the perfect fit for Kid Cunningham.
It's what you needed to do.
It's what I've always wanted.
You lost a shooter,
yeah,
and you got a shooter.
Thank God.
So you needed to do that.
I imagine there's some
5 in
seconds
his last game.
I imagine there's some seconds in this too, or something.
Basically, career 40% shooter on over 7 threes a game attempted. So Duncan Robinson, obviously, we all know what he does. He is a certified sniper, and he will make Cade Cunningham better. The defense scares me, but hopefully the team defense around him will be able to hide him as best as possible.
I mean, the defense, no matter who you got in that situation, the defense wasn't going to be great. It's not like Malik Beasley was playing good defense. He wasn't. He was getting hunted bad. So it's going to be the same thing. And you just got a guy to replace the guy that you lost. That's a good move by the Pistons. I'm happy with this.
Really good move.
I'm trying to find like where we're at as fans because obviously you don't have the expectations.
Now you have an opening for a backup 4, though.
Yes.
We need a Toppin, come home.
Obi Toppin, come home.
Ain't no stopping.
You need a backup 4.
Obi Toppin.
Because
I actually would love Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin would be a great addition.
Or Aaron Gordon. What's his contract looking like?
Aaron
Gordon's making too much.
Yeah, you can't afford it.
Yeah, unless you're giving up Tobias. I think he's making probably what Tobias is making.
Is Bobby Klintman your backup 4? Jesus.
That's what I'm saying, man. That. Summer League, you're about to see.
Your body naturally.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, Malik Beasley, would you have liked to see or keep Malik Beasley because you saw him do it once? Yeah, maybe.
$31 million and $34 the following season.
But you got just as good of a shooter on pretty much the same deal you were going to give Malik Beasley, and Malik Beasley's fighting the feds. So,
but only 22 this year.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, because it's an extension.
Yeah, I guess like it's where you at with your expectations for the team too. Like obviously you didn't expect to win a championship this year, but like when do we get to that point? How long we gotta wait till that?
I feel like now that you replace the shooter, assuming this shooter is the same level or near the same level as Beasley production wise, I think you're looking at a top 3 seed. Like I think you are. I'm really betting on the youth.
That is crazy.
I think that's. Well, let me say that's the goal that you should aim for.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily predicting it, but I would say I would feel pretty comfortable saying 4 or 5. I really would, but 3 I think is definitely doable if you have the growth that you have plus the ability to make moves at the deadline to get better. I like what this Pistons team is, man. I really think what you saw last year was repeatable success. I think you can duplicate that pretty well, and I think the roster can, and we'll see what the second-round picks and Klintman and Chaz can do. If they can do anything, we'll see if the Pistons making our move. They do got a bunch of seconds. They can throw some things together and get a guy like Obi Toppin or something. I would love to see this Piston team make one more move, but one more small move. But I like what this team is. I like what this team is at. I really do. I feel good.
I'm just seeing Shams made like 5 different posts about the Duncan Robinson deal. He says Robinson departs Miami after spending his first 7 NBA seasons with the Heat, and his 1,202 career three-pointers are the most in Heat franchise history. He's become one of 8 undrafted players with 1,000 threes made. So Pistons added a couple of Wolverines.
Oh, we're cooked. I'm just kidding.
As long as it's not their coach.
Top 3 teams in the NBA right now, or in the Eastern Conference: Magic, Bucks, Cavs. So probably 4.
Knicks.
They
You're
had
telling
Jordan
me
Clarkson, too.
Pistons can't jump a couple of those teams?
Which ones?
Cade has to take another leap forward, which I think he can.
I think he will.
Yeah, I think he will, but that's what you are expecting to him to be in, like, legitimately top 5 MVP conversations if you are talking about the Pistons actually being a contender to get out of the East. That's what needs to happen for this team. Top 5, Cade Cunningham, MVP votes.
DJ says he can shoot off any type of screen. He's a real dog.
Yes. He's a knockdown shooter. Like Nick said, the 40% at 7 threes a game in his career. That's what you needed. You needed a shooter, and you got one. So, am I in love with Duncan Robinson? Is he a piece for the future? Is that going to push us ahead of the Magic? No. But this is a good pivot from Malik Beasley.
Yeah, if you're losing Malik, this is absolutely what you needed. And Chris
you got rid of
Fontecchio. He also played final minutes. So it's not like in the finals you're screwed. I mean, we're not going to go in the finals, I guess. But
who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows?
I mean, no, dude.
Look, SGA signed that max extension. I said it. By the time that extension kicks in, Cade will be a better player than SGA.
$71 million a year?
Yeah, in his final year.
Sheesh.
Almost $1 million a game.
Richest contract ever given out.
Just get those free throws.
Well,
up.
highest average annual
for NBA.
For the NBA.
Man, oh man, is this what Shams promised? Or is it gonna get crazier? Because it doesn't feel that crazy.
Not
so
that
far.
crazy.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
What is crazy is that you can get Mad Packs for so cheap. In different stores everywhere. Go to getmadpacks.com. They've got the high-low pre-rolls, the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas, and the Blizzard Pack THC and Moon Rocks. Also, they've just got their regular weed. Go to getmadpacks.com to find a location near you. It's Mad Packs.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy, DMAC Trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, give him a call, 248-426-9944, or visit him at michigansportsandspine.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on sports.com. I'm joined by Spimo Rex, young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Skywalker just clocked in and chilling. Could put the camera on Skywalker if you don't mind real quick. Look at this guy. You're supposed to get us coffee or something.
I'll bring the laptop tomorrow.
There we
I
go.
got you.
Our intern's broken. That's a sweet intern job.
Huh?
It's a pretty sweet intern job.
It's pretty sweet intern job.
Nah, I need to lock in more. I might ask if I get fired.
Nah, dude, good. Yeah, react to Detroit Pistons. Obviously, just traded for Duncan Robinson. If you haven't heard, are you surprised he got paid more than Malik Beasley's reported deal? Because Beasley was 3 years, 42. Duncan Robinson got 48. Isn't Beasley a better player than Duncan Robinson?
They're pretty much the same guy.
Yes. I'd still say Beasley's better. He's defensive.
Sure.
Racist.
Sure, Beasley's better.
Maybe Duncan's
Should
got
Beasley
better
have gotten
free agent-
$5 more
better
million?
agent.
Sure. Does it really matter? Not at all.
Yeah.
Him, Schroeder, and Duncan Robinson were all getting the same contract.
Actually did. Yeah, I guess kind of interesting. I guess I found that one getting paid more than Bees. But Bees a little better of a player. Detroit Pistons are staying afloat, I guess you could say. Which is better from when we started the show and said they've gotten worse. Now you could argue it's staying afloat. And although I appreciate everything Beasley did this year, again, maybe saved in a sense if it doesn't go down to re-sign him, because there's no way you expect him to make 300 threes again. You know?
No.
Like that was an outlier.
Sounds like he was in some gambling debt, so he was trying his best to make as much money as he possibly could. Played out of his mind.
Which that was reported again today too by some marketing agency. He owes like $600,000+ to, and they're taking him to court, and they're going to settle based on his free agent contract. Now, not a thing. So, don't know what's going on with Meek Beasley, Duncan Robinson. Welcome back to Michigan.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, brother. Chris, you want to grade Trajan's off season so far?
Yeah, I would give this a B. I think that there were some speed bumps in it, but I think that overall a lot of what didn't go right wasn't his fault. Like, I'm not putting the Malik Beasley on him. I'm not putting that's on Malik Beasley. He's a grown man. He's got to take accountability for what he may or may not have done or a situation he put himself in. So to me, I'd say a B. Did you want like a bigger trade or maybe like sign a better free agent? Sure. But ultimately, I think given the circumstances, I think I'd say a B, because you could have maybe got something for Schroeder. You could have maybe done, so there's some things that Trajan could have done maybe. Yeah. But ultimately, I'm pretty happy, because who knows, if you take back salary in that Sacramento deal, then maybe you don't get Duncan Robinson. So I think it's a B. I think it's a B.
Yeah, I guess I'll say this too for Trajan. Like, he did set the expectations that the offseason would be like this.
Yeah.
Outside of the Malik Beasley situation, that was kind of last minute. But yeah, I'm not mad at a B for Trajan so far, given what he kind of told you when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Had he not set those expectations, maybe crash out a little more, maybe be a little more upset, especially with the East feeling as close, as it is.
I also like his draft pick he made too. So I mean, we'll see how that
You're
plays
also
out.
limited with the cap situation too.
Yeah,
it's like.
Well, I don't think they're limited. I think they could have been like overspenders if they wanted to. I think they're just being cautious with the cap. I wouldn't say that they're limited in actual moves. I think they have a lot of flexibility. I think that's what got Duncan Robinson here was flexibility. But ultimately, I would say that they're more so cautious and reserved about using their salary cap, which is smart. That's what you want your Pobo to do.
I'm gonna go with a B+ here. I think Karis LeVert definitely helps you off the bench, take some pressure off of Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. And he shot 37% last year. I know it's not his calling card, but from deep. And I think if he does get in lineups with Cade, which he obviously will at some points, if he can be a knockdown shooter, that's great. But one guy that you just got is a knockdown shooter. He's been the knockdown shooter his whole entire career. He's going to free up space for Cade Cunningham to process, and cook at his best. And I think he'll also open things up for Jaden Ivey. I think Duncan Robinson will help Jaden Ivey allow a lot off of the ball, spacing things out for, Ivey to do what he does best, and it's get downhill.
Absolutely. He is going to be exactly what Malik Beasley was for this team is what you're going to see Duncan Robinson used as next year. Like I said, they're pretty much the same player. He's going to be doing a lot of running. He's going to be doing a lot of catching and shooting, coming off of screens, flaring, a lot of different stuff like that to get open shots and to space the floor for Cade Cunningham. So, yeah, when you were looking at guys that could fill what Malik Beasley did and then bring a little bit more, there was only a few in free agency that you would have been able to get when you look at a Nickeil Alexander-Walker or a player like that can shoot threes and play defense. But it's not like Malik Beasley was playing any kind of defense. So that drop-off isn't really anything, and they're the same level of shooter. So, yeah, this is a very good pivot by Trajan Langdon and the Pistons organization after they were put in kind of a precarious position after the Malik Beasley news came out.
DNC, ENT goes C. We didn't get better. We didn't get worse. But I think given the circumstances, though, where you're kind of with the Beasley situation.
And not having a first.
Recouping that.
Yeah.
And honestly, yeah, you're paying him the $16 million, but you're off to 8 with Simon Fontecchio. Yeah.
So Duncan Robinson for $8 million, I think, is a home run. And I think, too, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I think that you could see one of Duncan Robinson's best career years here because the simple fact is he hasn't played with a playmaker like Cade Cunningham. And one thing Cade Cunningham showed last year is that he is one of the best in the league at playmaking, and he will find you if you're open. So I think that Duncan Robinson, well, he definitely has played in a good system in Miami for his whole career.
He's the best playmaker he's been around.
It's the best playmaker he's been around.
Kyle Lowry?
Yeah.
Bam. Jimmy Butler's also,
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
But he's not the level of playmaker that Cade Cunningham is.
So I think that works, man. I really think that you can see Duncan Robinson do pretty similar to what Malik Beasley did, even though Malik Beasley played out of his mind.
He may be more efficient than Malik Beasley.
I think he is.
He is more efficient than Malik Beasley.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a great move to kind of get over a scary situation where you thought, because we saw how important it was for Cade Cunningham to have shooting and to have spacing, and it looked like you lost all of it. But then you get a Duncan Robinson, you grab a guy in the draft to possibly replace Tim Hardaway Jr., and you add Karis LeVert, who is going to be a scorer off the bench and a guy that can, create his own shot when Cade Cunningham's or Jaden Ivey's not on the floor. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think you
healthy
free.
Isaiah Stewart, healthy Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson with an offseason, and you replace the pieces that you lost, because I do believe that what Trajan said when we listened to all of his stuff and he talked about how they weren't going to make a big splash in free agency, they just wanted to sign their own guys. I think he wanted to sign Paul Reed and Malik Beasley and then add another guy and go forward. Unfortunately, you can't re-sign Malik Beasley after that happened, so you added the other guy in Karis LeVert, and you made a trade to get white Malik Beasley here. So we got Malik Weasley in Duncan Robinson. So hopefully, he's a shooter. It's what he does. I'm happy. It's a good move. I'm just still kind of crashing out about the wings.
So Magic, Bucks, Cavs,
Knicks.
Then us, I'd say.
Yeah, and if
Hawks
you want to throw
NAW.
Hawks, they're another team that's had a great offseason.
Yeah,
I will give them that. Yeah, but also the Hawks, until they prove they're not mid, I'm just gonna assume they're mid because I've liked their team for years.
Yeah,
I've liked their team for
6.
years. Yeah,
I'll still put us above them.
Yeah.
Plus, Cade's sons, Trey every time.
Yeah,
Trey did have a game winner against us though. Shout out to him.
Dyson Daniels on the come up.
Dyson Daniels is really good.
I want Dyson Daniels nowhere near.
Was it the Ivy draft or before?
It was the Ivy draft.
Dyson Daniels the Ivy draft.
Yeah, I think 9 to the Pelicans maybe.
Yep.
Yep.
It sounds right.
That was a fun night.
All right, let's go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to keep talking Pistons. Obviously, some moves here. They trade and sign Duncan Robinson to a 3-year extension to replace Malik Beasley amid his federal investigation. We'll see what's going on there. But first, tell us about Caesars.
Caesars Sportsbook.
Shout out Malik Beasley.
Shout out Malik Beasley if you guys would like to get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you lose your first bet. Use promo code Woodward1000 when you download the app or head to the website right now, Caesars Sportsbook, or scan the QR code above my head. It's Caesars Sportsbook. Promo code Woodward1000. Make sure you call 1-800-GAMBLERS hotline if you're having a gambling addiction. Caesars Sportsbook.
Love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Detroit sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media: X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports is tuning up the heat with our new sizzling partner, Black Rock Bar and Grill, where you get your steak on a stone served on a 755-degree volcanic rock. It's more than a meal, it's an experience. Enjoy lunch starting at $8.99, rocking hours from 3 to 6, and daily specials. Come hungry and rock your steak. Only at Black Rock Bar and Grill. Stay tuned for a summer giveaway at visit blackrocks.com.
Well, we're going to get back to Pistons for sure, but the official details for the Keandre Miller trade have come out. Keandre Miller to the Hurricanes. He gets an 8-year extension, $7.5 million AAV. The Rangers got Scott Morrow, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick. So,
oh yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that was a.
That make you feel better?
No, I still would have done it.
Keandre Miller?
Yeah.
Is he nice like that?
Yeah. And we need him.
Yeah, him and Mo. I mean, I'm not familiar with this.
That is a lot. That was a great value in return for the Rangers, but I still would have done it.
I guess it's the very frustrating part about that is that you've had Mo for a minute, and you've yet to get somebody
He's
beside
going to
him.
have Ben Sherratt standing next to him again this year.
I heard some people calling Keandre Miller a younger Sherratt.
I mean, I would take
good or
younger
bad
Sherratt.
thing? Yeah.
That would be a good thing.
John Jones, Pistons will be all right. Top 5 in the East. Yeah, I'm not tripping. It just depends what your expectation was. And
yeah, I mean, they told us they weren't going to make any splash moves. I think they improved their backup point guard or backup guard position with Karis LeVert over Dennis Schroeder. And then they had to pivot on Beasley, and they got a guy that can shoot the ball well. So,
I guess your biggest hope for the Pistons right now is that Ivy and Cade can click this year.
Yeah.
And that works itself out. Because I've always said Ivy talented. Never but if he could click, that'd be phenomenal.
Do y'all think they still need a stretch 4?
Yes.
Says DW.
Absolutely.
Yes.
TWA straight up. Yeah.
You need somebody when Tobias comes off the floor.
Good to get that bum Fontecchio off the team. That was cool. Still need to get somebody as a backup for.
And
I'm
honestly,
not going to believe in Bobby Klitman right now.
Even with Karras' game, I feel like a lot of inside work too. If he can kick it out to somebody,
he's a
off the
playmaker.
bench.
He's a playmaker.
Average 4 assists,
shot creator. So
I don't know who that is. Who was out there, Chris?
Mo Wagner. Get the band back together with Karras and Duncan.
That'd be fucking wild.
I saw that in the chat.
Chris, who's out there at the 4?
I'm looking up the
Mo Wagner is out
free
there.
agency.
Duncan Robinson's like 6'7", 6'8", with a much faster release than Will ever had. Was he talking about Malik maybe?
Yeah.
We likely lose the last-second bullshit shot making off the dribbles, but Beasley was never supposed to do that. He's correct. Like, a lot of shit, we had no half-court offense a lot of times.
Yeah. No.
It was getting to Beasley.
And you're getting
miracles.
two guys back in Jaden Ivey and Karis LeVert that are good at creating their own shot and good at creating shots for people around them. So that'll help with the offense. And, yeah, like I said, Malik Beasley, Duncan Robinson, they're the same player. Malik Beasley shot 3 more threes a game than Duncan Robinson last year. So he made more threes. I expect Duncan Robinson to fit into that role very well. He's going to run around a lot, and he's going to get open shots coming off of screens. So,
as far as I'm seeing, as far as free agents, particularly at the 4 spot, there's not a lot. I know a lot of people are looking at like a 4 or 5 bull. Yes. Also, there's rumors, there's trade rumors of guys like John Collins and guys like who's that? Oh, Jonathan Kuminga as well. But those
I'm not a
ones,
big John Collins guy, but I mean,
you can't
it's an
afford
upgrade.
John
but
Collins.
yeah, those you can't. Those you can't. That's again why I would target a guy like Obi Toppin that has multiple years left and $14 million. That's a much easier contract for the Pistons
That's
to trade
crazy.
for.
They can't afford him. They just off Miles Turner. How are they not affording those contracts?
Cheap. They're just being cheap, and they're just punting on this
and they're
season.
punting this season.
Well, I thought Indiana was a basketball haven. Sophie Cunningham. told
That's
me.
what she says.
It was great.
Make it to the finals. We're like, yeah, fuck it. That was nice. You guys enjoy that?
Yeah.
Let's do it another 30 years.
You guys good? All right,
You got it out of your system?
Yeah.
All right, we're done. Yeah. I'll take Toppin for sure.
Yeah.
That actually that'd be an A+ signing for me.
Yes, that'd be
trade.
A+.
Obi Toppin?
Yeah.
A+. He's got
Given the circumstances, I should say.
So
what would you give up for him?
multiple seconds in contracts.
Jaden
I give up. I don't know. Sasser, some seconds.
Why would Indiana do that though?
Karis LeVert when he becomes eligible.
I mean, they may tank this year. Why not?
Yeah,
I guess. But are Pistons second round picks really worth giving up Obi Toppin? Who will be?
If you get
they're
who's still under a couple.
A bunch of them.
Second round picks mean something now too.
Yeah.
Weezy D313 says maybe Ron Holland is a stretch for.
No, he's too small.
No, he's too small.
But
Asar is kind of playing your 4 probably now, as of now.
Even him on the wing at that weight is like pushing a little bit too. You know.
Yeah, I think you will.
There's another sign of hope though. Like maybe he takes a jump.
Yeah,
I think he's still a little bit away though.
Maybe.
I also don't necessarily love Asar at the 4, at least until he builds out a little bit more. I think then you're looking at him as a 4. But right now, I think I would feel pretty confident that the Pistons are making one more move to get some type of 4.
Yeah, you have
Well,
to.
also, Duncan Robinson is a guy that you can, like, in every lineup you're going against, there's going to be another Duncan Robinson on the other team. So,
Yeah.
and that's normally the 4. Whether it's a guy that just stands in the corner, so you can hide him on defense like that as long as he's not doing any switches.
Yeah.
Aaron S. Lanier Robinson give me hope for spacing. Absolutely, that'll be there. You just need another 4 still, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the only hole.
DNC ENT says we have like $40 million to the end of the first apron. We can afford John Collins.
Yeah, but I gotta know how that works, like, because that's not a player that's ours. So like we can't go over the cap. You know, like we're going over the cap for Paul Reed, but like
We do it within the first apron though, right? Or no? Was that part of the penalties?
I have to clarify that rule. I don't think so.
She is
Absolute
like
that was crazy because we had to clean.
Aaron Dolan, I think her name is.
Like if people hype up, she's 10 Sweeney.
She's a 10 for sure.
Like she would,
And she's
you wouldn't even
friends
look
with
at
Malik
Sweeney if
Beasley.
was in the
She
room.
likes the sports gamble.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
We want bowl, says John Juxage.
I get it. I
John
just don't think it's
John
going to be
Janai?
like if
Janai?
you're counting on Bol
Janai?
to play consistent minutes.
June
Don't.
Saj.
But he'll have good
Casting
moments.
spells over there.
Um,
You're putting a finishing move on.
Bull, like, I mean, that's got to be trolling. Like, is anybody that pounding the table
Once
for
upon
Bull?
a time, I thought Bobo would be a thing. I'm
I
kind of
think-
over it.
I
'cause
think
he
it
hasn't
is
been a thing
Spencer
yet.
because he has like one good game a year, 2 good game, or I would say 1 good game every like 5 games in Phoenix last year. Like I picked him up fantasy. That dude was balling for me for a minute,
Yeah.
but then he falls off. So he'll give you one good game, and I think people see that one game and they're like, oh yeah, just do that again forever and ever. Like, no, if he could do that forever, he wouldn't be where he's at.
Obi Toppin is an inconsistent, unreliable. Boom. This is Cousin Wilson, the Woodward Sports Chat.
Ain't no stopping.
Good thing to be coming off your
cousin
bench,
take. Cousin take for
it
sure.
It also is a cousin take. Yeah, 35% from 3.
Yeah.
On 4 attempts, I'll take that all day.
And a lob threat.
Bench,
he literally does both things that you want from a Cade big.
He's a more athletic Tobias.
Yeah. Like you
Tobias
love what
Tobias has a lot better one-on-one game.
Yeah,
a lot more
game,
skill.
Yeah.
But off the bench, all day, give me that. For what the Pistons are in right now, what do you really?
I just think
all over that.
I just
Bull
think
Bull is the Black Darko, says D Hint.
He's better than Darko.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
I mean, is he? It's pretty close.
All right, Neil.
Lions guy, can someone explain to me why Pistons Twitter's crashing out by losing THJ and Schroeder for some reason? I think at one point it maybe warranted because you could look at it as being worse, but yeah, Pistons Twitter's trash.
Pistons Twitter is a crazy place
sorry
full of crazy people.
She is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, she's really hot.
Who are we talking about here, fellas?
Erin Dolan, I think.
I don't know. She's a betting expert on ESPN.
I follow her on Instagram, and she goes off on Instagram. I'll say that.
Jazz have the most money left with -9 million.
Precious Achua says love is real.
No.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Backup power forward, Precious Achua.
Aaron Hess knows ball.
Somebody said Chris Boucher.
Chris Boucher.
Yeah, Chris Boucher yesterday.
Boucher, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Could you see basketball Paul, maybe playing a little bit more 4?
No. What are you gonna do? And then throw a Sar at the 3, and then you have.
I want to see B-ball Paul play.
He walks you a little bit.
A little midi once in a while. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about blocking shots.
Be a good teammate. No, but I love Obi Toppin because he's a good 3-point shooter and he's a lob threat. Like, that's just so hard to find. And if you have Cade Cunningham, to have a big that can do both of those things, I don't see why anybody on this earth would be like, no thanks. He's not getting paid a lot. He's under a couple years a contract.
Yeah, I think the Pistons are pretty much where they are. Like they like you guys said, they stayed the same, and they're hoping for development from their young players, which is what Trajan Langdon told us. Maybe we'll make marginal improvements on the lines, and we're looking for improvement from our young guys. So,
yeah.
I think they made a marginal improvement from
that's completely fair.
Schroeder to Karis LeVert. And like I said,
I think Asar makes an improvement this year, too.
Beasley and Duncan Robinson are the same guy. So let's see what they do to fill that second 4 spot, that backup 4 spot. And then, again, we all expected this. So I don't know why there was doomsday on Pistons Twitter when they didn't sign a superstar. But they're going to see what these young guys look like on the floor together after a season of chemistry. And then they'll go from there.
Speaking
Freddie
of...
felt that she looked like every other blonde person talking head. No way.
No. She's super hot.
She's like S tier for me.
That might be aggressive. I don't know. No, she's pretty. She's
out there.
She's gorgeous.
Send it in Slack.
Yeah, I would do it.
Just Google it.
But I want to ask you guys. We talked about the development from within, and this team having to, if they're going to take a big step, it has to be from obviously the core here. One of those guys is Jalen Duren, and for a center that hasn't been able to prove that he can shoot yet. Do you guys think they try to add that to his game? And do you think, would you have confidence in him expanding his game out this year? Can Jalen Duren add a shot is my question.
No.
I'm not
going to bank on that.
Very young, though.
Decent at free throws.
He's what, 21, 22?
I do remember that Summer League jumper.
I do remember the Summer League jumper. That's weird. I do remember that.
I swear, dude, I got so excited about that.
I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not banking on that one at all.
Career 69% from the line.
But I will say...
Could he do B-ball Paul, though? Little bit of midi? Sure. I can see that.
So I looked up photos of her for the chat. Maybe she just looks really good today.
No,
she's still really good looking.
She looks really good on her Instagram all the time, too.
But Freddie felt... everyone looks good on their Instagram.
I mean...
You look good on your Instagram.
I look good always.
I'm playing. You look great, babe.
Thanks.
No, but all these pictures, she does look like Freddie Felt's comment, like every other talking head blonde. Which, to be fair, most talking head blondes are pretty hot still.
I don't know.
She's dating someone from the Phillies.
She looks pretty good in these pictures I'm looking at.
Who is he?
Alec Baum.
Really? Alec Bohm. Been in talks of getting traded, possibly. Haven't been able to land
Trouble
a
in paradise.
deal.
Trouble in paradise. I don't know. She
Good
hit
for
the
Alec
market
Bohm.
soon.
By the way, Kerry Carpenter.
Yes, Project
10-day
Zorgo.
IL.
We addressed that. Rest in peace to Alex DeVecchio, Red Wings legend. Sucks. Hopefully his family's all right. I have prayers to his family. You know, it's always terrible to lose someone. How old was he?
Somebody said 90-something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
Petrie gone, though.
he was 93. So he lived a long and prosperous life. And absolute legend for the Detroit Red Wings.
Want to talk about that merch? Come back. Talk a little Tigers.
We'll tell you about that merch. If you are tired of the same old Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all of that. Guaranteed turn heads. So head on over to woodwardsports.com and shop today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, you know, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We're in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, zero down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here, do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was
Yes, sir.
destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So
Exactly.
thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Pizza guys, promo code Tim Mill. I'm putting you on game right now. Try the best Detroit style pizza in the country. You want to know why it's the best Detroit style pizza? They invented the Detroit style pizza. They've been around since 1946. It's Buddy's Pizza. Promo code Tim Mill. Save yourself 10%. It's not a first time order thing. That's an all the time. I'm putting you on game. Promo code Tim Mill. Buddy's Pizza. Check it out. Chris, you grab that?
Not yet. We'll be
You're good.
good.
I was wondering. Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodSports.com. Not teased it, announced it before break. Kerry Carpenter, 10-day IL.
Yeah.
With the hamstring. Finally giving it some rest. Get out your system, Chris. I see your hand up. Yeah. Throw it up. This is Aaron Dolan.
Updated. 2 years for Duncan Robinson.
Good
Is
energy.
partially
For sure.
guaranteed.
That's like...
Yeah, she's...
It's
I
a
mean, yeah, what... You could find 40 of those at any SEC college campus, but still, she's super hot.
Unless your girlfriend looks like that,
Yeah.
then shut up.
Yep, she's super hot. This is from Omari. Whoa, relax. Alec Bohm might beat my
Don't press
ass.
that.
Hey, she's out. Yeah. Omari Sankofa, update. Year 2 for Duncan Robinson is partially guaranteed, non-guaranteed year 3.
Oh, what a dog.
per Amari Sankofa, year 2 of Duncan Robinson's deal is partially guaranteed. Year 3 is not guaranteed.
Wow, how do you do that?
I don't know. I didn't know you could do that in,
I thought it was
in
against the
baseball.
CBA.
So, shout out. Yeah, that makes the contract a whole lot better.
Yeah.
So
that makes it super tradable too if it's not
super
working.
tradable.
Oh yeah.
And just you can just get rid of it. Like, so yeah. That's great to hear. That's per Amari Sankofa. So the Duncan Robinson deal, that's probably why he got a little bit more money than Beasley.
Where was it? I just lost in the World Sports chat.
I love
DNC, not Cartier. According to everyone around here, Karis LeVert's going to be the bench point guard. You think Karis LeVert's starting?
No.
No.
No, I'm asking DNC.
He's DNC?
Yes, it's not Cartier. According to everyone around here, Karis LeVert is going to be the bench point guard.
Schroeder was essential, in my opinion, says Cartier. Essential for, what did we have him for, like 10 games, 15 games? Was he a good player off the bench? Sure. Was he essential? No.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, Spencer. I just disagree on the Karis LeVert part of it. But no, a lot of what Schroeder brought can be replaced.
He was a good ball handler off the bench, but the only reason you got him was because Ivy was injured. So having Ivy back and adding Karis LeVert is better than having Dennis Schroeder.
And I just want to keep saying this because I am a believer in Marcus Sasser. Like, I would like to see Sasser get a bigger role.
Nah.
I like Sasser from what I see. Honestly.
Wait, what? Well, I'm sorry.
He says he's a believer in Marcus Sasser. Would like to see Sasser get a bigger role.
Yeah.
Being what, the backup point guard? Is that what?
He's a shooting guard stuck in a point guard's body.
I'm Marcus Sasser.
Knockdown.
Chaz Lanier. We'll see what he can do. Because maybe that's the Duncan Robinson contract.
Yeah.
Chaz Lanier has a good year 1 while Duncan Robinson shooting the ball well. Then you just get out of Duncan Robinson, and Chaz Lanier's that shooter. So
yeah,
I wanted Schroeder back, says Ryan Reactions. I remember doing a poll about this about a week ago,
Came in
and
last place.
it was like 2% of people wanted Schroeder back. So you guys really should have spoke up back then.
Well, that's
maybe he's the 2% though.
DJ Justice puts it perfectly.
Maybe they're the 2%.
He says Schroeder was essential because Ivy got injured.
Yep.
Ivy's back.
But that's the thing, Spencer. You got to understand. You don't like to get broken up with. You want to break up with them. I think that's
fair.
I think that's what it is about.
That's
Schroeder.
fair.
So yeah, I don't get the hate on Sasser. It's not hate on Sasser, but like
It's not hate. He's just
he's like 20.
probably
25.
not going to be a rotational player on a playoff team, and that's fine. Like, not everybody's going to be that. It's just I don't see him being that. I would be kind of worried if he was getting rotational minutes when the Pistons are in the playoffs.
He's 24 now. Like, the developmental phase is kind of like
it's not
passing
over,
him by a little
dog.
bit.
It's not over, dude. Their primes are 27, 28. Like, he's fine. Like I get it.
I still like Marcus
get it.
Sasser, but I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just trying to set realistic
No, and I know-
expectations.
Expecting for him to be more than the third guard off your bench, I think, is.
I'm not expecting
And last
that.
year he was given plenty of opportunity for that. That's the reason why you traded for Schroeder. It wasn't enough.
I'm expecting him to be your fourth or fifth guard, which is probably he'll probably be the fifth guard. I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more out of him because I like a lot of what he brings to the table. So I'm just maybe I'm on an island on that one, but
I don't know. I'm not relying on Dennis Schroeder to be, or I mean, not
Sasser.
relying on Marcus Sasser to be in
Yeah.
the rotation, and I'm not relying on Bobby Clipman to be in the rotation.
I agree. You
What do you think is
absolutely
more likely
should,
to
but-
happen?
Bobby Clipman, because we don't have a backup four right now.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. I think so. I think that is the answer.
To be fair, we didn't have one last year.
EZD313 says, great show, Nick. So there you go.
Hell yeah. I feel like I've been on spot with all these drops.
You've had some dynamite drops in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Electric.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Nick, what's up with the Tigers?
Yeah, so Kerry hit the IL, obviously went down with the hamstring. It was a 10-day IL stint, but he has 18
A drop for an
days.
injury?
Yeah, it's breaking news. He has 18 days until this team returns from the All-Star break. 18 days. So, but honestly, if his hamstring's still not up to speed, I'm not rushing him back. Kerry Carpenter needs to be on this team for September and October when they are trying to make it to the World Series and do damage in that World Series. He is one of the best against right-handed pitching in terms of doing damage to the baseball. And when he's hot, this Tiger team is so hard to beat. And I believe just get him back whenever he wants to come back and that hamstring allows him to. I am not rushing Kerry Carpenter back. This team is deep for the first time in a long time where I feel like they can deal with this injury. And we obviously have the biggest lead of anybody in any division in baseball. So no need to rush Kerry Carpenter back. Let Wencel Perez cook out in right field. He's doing great still.
Matt Vierling
gets some spots in center and in right field, along with third base with Zach McKinstry. So you got a lot of pieces that you can, add to the puzzle. And I think A.J. Hinch obviously knows how to do that better than anybody in baseball. So the Tigers are going to be just fine.
Yeah, you never want to see anybody get injured. So that sucks, but I don't want to say it could have it couldn't have happened at a better time for the Tigers, where you have Wencel Perez playing at a high level, Vierling rejoining the team, All-Star break coming up. Chill, Kerry. Take a couple weeks off. Do your stretches. Do your yoga. Eat your breakfast, and we'll see you after the All-Star break.
Definitely do some praying. Always praising God. He's got the gospel.
Very religious.
He's got the gospel in his pregame sounds. Always gets Comerica firing.
Yeah, and Torque's got to change his
last game
walk-up
for him,
song.
by the way.
Carp,
yeah.
Yeah, 3 home runs in his last 5 games with a triple. He was doing damage to the baseball. When I talked to him, he was super, he said he was seeing it really well. So that's why, obviously, bad timing on that part, because he did go through the slump, which he talked about. He said he's seeing it way better right now. But as long as he's seeing it good in September and October, when this team needs him to be dynamite be, a World Series contender.
Yep.
That's all that matters in the long run.
And
I'm not worried about a hamstring right now.
Torque needs to change his walk-up song. What
was it?
Nicki Minaj and Drake.
Yeah.
I think "Moment for Life."
Yeah, it is.
And I can have a moment.
They got 5 better songs than that.
Torque got to change that up. Maybe that's why you've been slumping. Change it up. Doesn't hurt. All right, we'll go to break. We'll come back. Mailbag. Tell us about White Claw.
All right, you guys know what it is. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, because we're calling all Tigers fans. Join Spencer and Eazy on our final stop on tour Friday, July 11th at Second Best Bar in Detroit. Be part of the fun and see our reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to the hottest team in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson Law. Shout out Second Best.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
At Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter. crafting elite collab extracts since their caregiver days. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across Michigan to bring you exclusive full-spectrum concentrates, infused pre-rolls, and live resin-infused gummies. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here. Gelatin-free. That's huge. Effect-based, coated, and nerds, and for an extra pop, find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Smoke like royalty. All rise for the reign of royal highs, only with Gold Crown. All rise to the reign of royal highs. It's kind of a bar.
Shout out Gold Crown.
Yeah, the Gold Crown girl at Dispo. We on lunch break. We go and smoke donuts.
Hell yeah.
Come back and be ridiculously fucking fried.
What's the one girl, the Dispo receptionist? She's super hot, dude.
They're all hot.
Yeah, that's true. But the one, she's got glasses and brown hair.
She was at the.
Oh yeah, I went to school with her.
She's super hot. Like
I tell your name, not
like
on air.
beautiful in the face.
Honestly, they're all like Megan was hot.
Yeah, all the Dispo girls were super hot.
Tori was gorgeous.
Shout out.
Shout out Ren.
Shout out Ren.
Shout out Ren.
All right.
Mailbag. Red Wings new goalie, Patrick Kane. How do you feel with the Kane contract?
I was fine with Patrick Kane getting what he did, assuming he was going to be Vladimir Tarasenko last year. Like that third line guy, give him some power play minutes. But if he has to be a top 6 forward, that's a problem.
Nicholas?
Yes, MB well.
I thought it was
Duncan
great.
Robinson is a Piston. He signed a 3-year extension worth $48 million. Second year partially guaranteed. Third year not guaranteed.
I thought we got Kaner on a discount, to be honest. $3 million. I thought that was a steal, incentive-led deal. I thought that was the best move, which, you know, it's not what it should be. Kane's like 60 years old. You know, we know what he is. He's a power play specialist, and he gives you some offense that you definitely need on this team. But that cannot be the big signing of the offseason, is re-signing Patrick Kane. This team has a long way to go, and we've waited and waited and waited for these prospects, and we've given Stevie time and time again. I know I've been, I have not given him as much time as everybody else. I think he's been extremely slow, and he's made a lot of bad moves in terms of getting talent at the NHL level. I'll applaud his Patrick Kane contract this time, but if that's it, I mean, this offseason so far is like a D plus for getting Gibson. I thought that was a good move. D plus.
For Red Wings.
Yeah, and Carter Barrett looks like he's like 12. So we'll see him
we're not
in
going to see him
10
in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Justin's
Booney
kinda
Merriweather
crashing out with
says
the
talk
contract money.
Pistons. We just did for an hour.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Justin was kind of crashing out about the Kaner contract.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
like it's bad.
I don't know if it was a steal for what Patrick Kane brings to you. Like, yeah, he scores you goals, but he's a liability defensively when he's on the ice, and he cannot be a top 6 forward on a team that wants to do anything. Patrick Kane can only be used in specific situations at the NHL at this point in his career. So, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I don't think it was too much or too little. I think it was pretty fair with who he is and what he is at this point in his career. And if he's asked to be a top 6 forward and Justin Hall's on this team, we're not making the playoffs.
Maz is mad that LeBron wants to
Maz just hates
win
LeBron.
a championship in his
Yeah.
final year.
Yeah.
If I'm exiting my career.
Yeah, Maz put a post in the group chat that says LeBron James will look to finish his career with another team if he feels he can't compete for a championship with the Lakers.
That's completely normal.
Maz said, how does anybody like this guy?
I
I don't know why that's the one that broke the camel's back, but hey.
That's hilarious.
We got Bobby Klintman, says Booney Merriweather. All right. Shout out Tom Herr in the Woodward Sports chat.
Moving on.
Yeah, I like the Duncan Robinson deal. It was a perfect pivot from Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would have liked to retain Malik Beasley, but he's a degenerate gambler, and you can't. Sounded kind of bad until I threw that one in there. He fucked up, and he's under federal investigation. So you had to make a pivot. You got Duncan Robinson, who's pretty much the same exact player, but white, for pretty much the same exact deal, but the contract honestly looks better now that year 2 is not fully guaranteed. Year 3 is not guaranteed at all. We'll see what happens with that. But you got a shooter, and I believe you improved from Dennis Schroeder with Karis LeVert.
Shout out.
So,
shout out to Song Kayak.
Shout out to Song Kayak. Hot wife confirmed.
Confirmed.
Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys tapping in.
Spinny hates Kane. Confirmed.
For Eazy, for Nick, I don't hate Kane. I just hate Kane in 5-on-5 situations. For Chris, for Skywalker, who didn't do shit to... No, I'm just kidding. I am Spencer Raxter.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Heavyweights, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.